Hi friends, welcome to week 2 of our holiday challenge. This week's shared intention is a bit of a doozy. I want to give you some information about some other places you can go to dig deeper on this if you feel like you need that support. But this week's shared intention is I reject shame and I learn from guilt. So this is brought to us by a wonderful question that was posed to me by one of the members of our community over email, where she said that as she's going through some of this mindset work, she's really discovering how much shame has been a part of how she views her body and the choices she has made with regard to how she does or does not care for her body. And this is huge for most of us. I know it has been for me as well. But her question was, how do I walk the line? This is such a good question. How do I walk the line between learning from and accepting the bad choices I make and not feeling ashamed about them or bad about myself? So I am not a shame expert, but the great Brene Brown is, and that's one of the additional resources I would suggest you check out if this is a huge issue for you. But personally, one of the distinctions I have found between shame and guilt is that shame feels hopeless. It feels like you're stuck, you're always going to be this way, and you're not going to be able to change. Whereas guilt might feel like I don't feel good about that choice that I made, but I can see how I could make another choice. That's why I have the intention, I reject shame and I learn from guilt. So one of the clear ways that you can see this is if the shame is often about who you are. So if you have thoughts that creep up, or you look at your choices or you look at your body and you feel like just you are broken, you're always going to be broken, there's nothing you can do, there's some major fault that you have that try as you might, you're never going to be able to overcome, that's shame and you got to just reject that. But guilt, on the other hand, like, for example, I made a delicious pumpkin torte. My daughter and I made it for Thanksgiving, and we didn't eat it all on Thanksgiving. I ate one piece at lunch the day after Thanksgiving, and that night my husband was like, do you want to have another piece of pumpkin torte before we go to bed? And I did. And then I laid in bed and I didn't feel good. My stomach didn't feel good. I'm not used to that much sweets, and I just didn't feel good. And I felt a little bit of guilt, but that's okay because I made a not great choice. So I reflected on the choice that I made and how I could make it differently next time. That's guilt. That's different from I'm a bad person, I'm horrible, something about me. It's guilt looks at your choices and learns from how you could make them differently next time. If as you're going through this, one of the things I'd like you to think is, as you think about your patterns, you might say, okay, this is a pattern I have and I can see that I feel some guilt around it, but I'm not sure how to break it. That's where you might need the help of somebody else. If you feel like it's a simple thing, like I always try to be perfect and when I'm not, I get myself into trouble. Share something like that in the group, because we can help kind of talk you through that, or send me an email. We can help work through those little mindset things. But if you have major issues and deep-seated stuff, or someone has caused you to have a shame mindset about yourself, I want to encourage you to talk to a professional and to get help and support for that. Because as long as we are battling this belief that we are not worthy of that love, remember our shared declaration, we're going to really struggle. So be gentle with yourselves this week, friends. Remember, we reject shame, but we learn from guilt. All right, guys, have a great week.